Do you know anything about the beef you're eating for dinner? Well, today we're going to change that. And we're going to tell you about a cow's life before they go to market. Most everybody enjoys eating steak or roast or hamburger. So this is going to apply to everybody, and everybody needs to be informed about a cow's life. I have lived on a farm for about 10 years now. We have 4 cows currently, and we also have their calves still that aren't weaned. And then we also have 4 steers, 2 bottle calves. We have about 5 pigs and 10 chickens, but our main focus is cattle, so we're going to talk about that today. Today I'm going to tell you about the terminology of the cow. That is the age of the cow along with the sex of the cow. And then we are also going to tell you about the life of the cow from when it's birth till it goes to market. And then I'm also going to tell you about the cuts of the meat in a cow. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the correct terminology. Okay, so when somebody thinks cow, they think, oh, you just call it a cow. Well, a cow is actually a mother that has at least 1 baby so far. And cows are basically used for breeding. They're usually not market. They can live to be like 14 years old, so nobody would want to eat that. And then also there's steers. Steers are steers are castrated male cattle, so they cannot have babies. So steers are only used for meat. There's really no other purpose for them. Bulls are uncastrated males, which use them for breeding, so usually you don't use those for meat until they get really old. And then calves are babies. That's what you call a baby cow, is a calf. And lastly, a heifer. A heifer is a female cow that has never had a baby before. So cows and heifers are both females, but heifers have just never had a baby. That's just the difference. A lot of people don't know these things, so I'm here to tell you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the steps of a calf's life from when it is born till it goes to market. So first, our calves are born about February to March, which that's not everybody's calves are born at the time. That's just the time from when I showed at the fair that we had our calves. So we keep them on that schedule. And then they're kept in the barn with their moms until the pasture is dry enough. And then we have like about a 5-6 acre pasture. We let them in all summer. Once calves are 7 to 8 months old, it is time for them to get weaned off their mothers. And then we will start feeding them feed. We'll let them drink milk like once a day, feed, and eventually wean them off it completely. Okay, and then we have to decide after we wean calves if we were going to keep them and raise them for meat, but if they're a little more showy, then we'll sell them to somebody to take to the fair. That's what we usually do. And then if we decide to keep it, we will raise a steer out to be 12, or a heifer, it doesn't matter, to be about 1,200 pounds. And they're going to be about 18 months at that point, and then they'll be ready to be freezer beef. We'll take them to the market, and we eat all of our own meat at our house. Lastly, I'm going to tell you about the different cuts of meat in a cow. Here I have this thing to show you when I do that. All right, so right up here by the head, this is the chuck. And then below that's the brisket. Up here at the top you have the rib, then you have the plate, and then you have the short loin, the flank, the sirloin, the tenderloin, the top sirloin, the bottom sirloin, and the round. So those are all the cuts of meat. A lot of people have never seen this before, how it all gets divided up, so I thought that'd be interesting. I hope that you learned a lot about cattle today. Overall, I hope you learned a lot. Not everyone wants to know about the animals they're eating for supper, but I think it's good to be informed and understand that a lot of these cows live good lives. One of the cows that just died at my house, she had a lot of calves for us. She was 14 years old. She died of natural causes. She was very happy. She loved hanging out in the pasture. Next time you enjoy eating steak at a fancy restaurant, you'll know where it comes from. Thank you.